Mississippi Farm Bureau press conference, weekly press conference. Just a little recap on last week. Our football team got pig picking victory at home, 55-18. We had two student athletes who got recognized for their efforts. On Saturday, Cole Kirk, senior quarterback, has been named the offensive player of the week in the Gulf South Conference, along with J.J. Hudson, senior linebacker, who has been named the defensive player of the week in the Gulf South Conference as well. So without further ado, though, I would like to welcome head coach Todd Cooley to the stand to have his remarks and answer your questions.
Thank you. Appreciate everybody being here today. Cannot thank the crowd enough. That was an awesome atmosphere Saturday night at home. Big time crowd for pig picking. Was really excited about that. I think our student section, our band, our cheerleaders, everybody they made a difference in the game, and hopefully that will continue throughout the season. Thought we played well. I thought Missouri S&T played extremely hard. Coach Ball and his staff did a great job getting their team prepared. Those guys played really hard. But I felt like, once we got settled down about midway through the second quarter, the things that they do on offense, it's very hard to replicate and practice. It's nearly sometimes kind of like playing an option football team. They're in 23 personnel. They're in there just getting after you. And I think our defense needed to see that some at full speed. And then once they saw that, I thought we played really well midway through the second quarter, and obviously shut them out in the second half, which was big. I thought we did some good things offensively. I was proud of how clean we played. We did not turn the ball over, which was a point of emphasis. Knock on wood, hopefully that continues. And we cut our penalties way down. I think we had 11 penalties in our first game of the year. And we had 2 the other night. So really pleased with that. So that being said, obviously, I think this is one of our toughest games coming up. Wingate, going on the road to Wingate, North Carolina. They're a football team that has won 19 games in 2 years. They're 1-0 this year. In 2022, I think they gave up 12 points a game. In 2023, they gave up like 13 points a game, maybe 14. They know what they are. Coach Jordan, Rashawn Jordan, who is in his first year as their head coach, but has been there, one of the best coaches in college football, any level. They got a staff that's stable. They know what they are. They're very explosive. They got a receiving core that's really explosive. They got really good quarterback play. They know how to move the football. Defensively, their front seven is as good as I've seen in a while. He runs the defense, has been running it there for a long time, and they know what they're doing. So we are going to have our hands full. They are really good in all 3 phases. So this will be a big-time test for our young men to go on the road 11 hours or however far it is up there. I think we're going to have some weather that we're going to have to deal with. I mean, we can't control that. We got storms and things going through that area that day, so probably going to be a little wet. We just got to play through it. And, we need to have an unbelievable week of practice this week because it's kind of a short week for us because we're having to leave on Thursday because it's such a long trip. So this one's going to be challenging, which is why we scheduled it. They're a playoff team usually. In 22 they played for the regional championship. West Florida won it that year. After they beat us in the playoffs in the second round, they beat Wingate in the third round. So they're no stranger to postseason and championships and all that stuff. So this is, I think, 2 good football teams playing one another this Saturday in North Carolina. So that being said, I'll answer any questions about anything.
On Cole, the way he played Saturday, of course, you've watched this young man progress for 5 years in the program, and just talk about how, when watching him play this past Saturday night, just from what you saw, how it all came together for him.
It didn't surprise me. I think he's a really good player. He played well. He stayed within the framework of the offense. He made some good decisions. He was accurate. He made some plays with his feet. I think the second play of the game, he went 89 yards. Thought was a really good play. He can run. I think he would give credit up front. He'd probably give credit to everybody else that's catching balls. He's a very humble guy, which is what I love about him. It's a very humble room, the quarterback room, and it's seeing what we always knew was there. But now he's got to be able to handle enough, mature enough to handle that. I think he will, because he knows it's a what have you done for me lately type of game. This accolade is very deserving. What he got, the award for Gulf South Player of the Week, he deserved that. But now it's back to work, and I think that's the good thing about him is he's not going to let that interfere with his preparation and this. Cole's been through it all now. Cole's been through it all. That's why, he's been a part of a team that didn't win. He's been a part of getting benched. He's been through all of it. So I think he's going to keep his head up and just keep working, or keep his head down and just keep working. And that's what I like about him. But, yeah, I was really proud of him. Thought he played really well the other night.
Touch on J.J. Hudson's play. He seemed like he really came out strong in that game.
I just think J.J. Hudson's just doing what he's done all fall camp and first game, second game. He makes a lot of plays. His production's up there. He plays hard. He plays on nearly every special teams we have. He plays a lot of snaps defensively. We've got a good rotation going there at linebacker. I thought some other guys stepped up the other night as well, but JJ just did exactly what he's done the entire fall camp, and once again, that neither one of those things surprised me when they got those awards.
Now, going back to Wingate, of course, obviously we're still early in the season, way early to talk about playoffs, but of course this early season schedule kind of gives the guys a chance of, kind of an opportunity of what they might see. How much kind of an exciting time is this right now, this early in the season?
Well, this was a big game. This is a big game when we scheduled it. I thought this was going to be a very, very tough test when we scheduled this game. And, I think both programs scheduled it for a reason. They have trouble finding games like we do. And, it's a long trip out there, but it is an in-region game. And that's a big game for both of us. The same reason Mars Hill played us. We're going to have our hands full, obviously, just like we did when we went to Mars Hill, and it's going to be a challenge. They are good, and they've been good for a long time. So, got a lot of respect for their program, their coaching staff, and everything that they do over there. So, but yeah, it's exciting. It's an exciting game, because you're playing a really good opponent, and you're going into their house where they've been really, really good, and a place we've never been before, and so it's a lot of interesting things.
Over the last couple of years, y'all have that undefeated road streak. Talk about the opportunity. How well do these guys kind of handle their time together on the bus, and because they always seem to do well in these long trips.
Well, we have. We hope that trend continues. I don't know. I think it's a chance for us to get locked in. I think we kind of talked about that last week a little bit. It's a chance for us to go, no distractions, get on the road, and it is a lot of time on the bus together, an enormous amount of time. But, yeah, we like it. We relish it. They know that streak's there, but it doesn't matter, man. The streak we're trying to be is just like Wingate's trying to be. We're trying to be 1-0 this week. And that's the end. That's what we're trying to do, and we've got to have great preparation. We've got to have, and his thing about it is Wingate didn't play last week, so they've had 2 weeks to work on us. That's a disadvantage for us. We got a long trip, so it's kind of a short work week, another disadvantage for us. But hey, if we truly believe in doing hard things better, which we say we do, then we got to go. We got to answer the call this week.
I'm curious, Coach, in terms of play calling, a year ago with Patrick and Cole, is there a difference as far as maybe the talent that's suited for certain plays when you compare what you did last year to what you have this year in quarterback position?
I think it's a little different. I think you always, but every team's different. So you kind of suit your play calling. You know what you want to do, but Cole does some things and aspects better than Patrick, and Patrick did some things better than Cole, and we kind of, you know, we know that, we've identified that, and we're going to always try to call our offense based on what the quarterback can handle, but not necessarily that, what everybody else can handle. And, you know, that was a different defense we were playing the other night with the 3 high safety stuff and things like that. And, you know, I felt like we did a good job. You know, we did a really good job in the play action game. You know, obviously, you know, the nakeds were big for us. We did a really good job in the play action game the other night, and that was supposed to be part of the plan, you know, a little bit part of the plan, but it kind of got cooking a little bit, so we kind of stuck with it there the other night. And it's kind of like you get in the game, and I think that's the good job with Coach Fletcher and our offensive staff is they're always adjusting. You know, we've got this, and we think it's going to be this way, but I think we do a pretty decent job of adjusting throughout the course of a game, and kind of stuck with the play action game probably a little bit more than we normally would, but it was working. As far as those throws and things like that. So we stuck with it. But, you know, I think every team's different, and we're still trying to figure out exactly our identity. You know, we're not doing everything perfectly yet, and probably never will, but it's not the way that we want it done every snap, but we're getting closer. So I do think we improved from our first game to our second game, which is it's awesome. That's what we want to keep doing. We just got to try to keep doing that. We're going to have to improve this week because we're fixing to play a really good football team.
In terms of defensively, the adjustments you made from the first half to second half, the pitchers shut out there in the second half against Missouri S&T. Whether any conversation at halftime as far as?
Oh, no, I mean, no, yeah, Coach Albersworth and his staff, they were making all the adjustments. You know, we thought they were going to come out and run a lot more power, which is what they had shown the week before. And they came out and ran some counter schemes that really hurt us a little bit early. But once we got that adjusted and got used to the speed, because it's like Coach Al said, I mean, the only way to practice that stuff is to go live and get after it and practice it. And now you're risking, you know, getting some guys hurt. So we gave the looks. You know, we fit it all up, but we didn't ever do it live because we don't practice that way here. So it took us a little time, but once we saw it, a couple of drives, you know, I think that's when we really settled down. So I was really pleased with how we contained their quarterback. I mean, the guy had run for over 100 yards the week before. I think he ran for 32 yards. So that took a lot out of their offensive punch to me, and I was really pleased with that. And then, like I said, I mean, I thought, you know, playing, you know, 3 phases of football is what we try to do. You know, we try to play in all 3 phases, and we feel like if we can play well in all 3 phases, we get a chance to win the game. And I thought we played pretty decent all 3 phases the other night.
I know, too, Coach, usually press conferences, whether win or lose, you pinpoint some of the concerns, things that you need to work on and you need to correct. But I haven't heard that today's press conference. Do you feel
well, we played a pretty solid football game, but I would say the things that we still need to work on. We had a communication issue on the sideline where we had defensive guys that were on our punt team, you know, and they were over there making adjustments because their offense was, you know, doing some things to us that we had to adjust. And we went 3 and out on offense, and we nearly didn't get our punt team lined up to punt the football. So that was one thing that we've already addressed. We're going to address again this afternoon. And that's not on the players. That's on us as coaches. We've got to do a better job of our sideline organization of making sure that we're alerted, you know, that the punt team's coming. I did not think we blocked as well as we need to block on the perimeter at receiver. That was disappointing. So those are things that we've still got to get better, because this is the one thing I will say that is probably the difference when you watch on tape is Wingate is very, very physical. They are very, very physical on the perimeter and in the defensive side of the ball. Like I said, Coach Jordan, their head coach, is their defensive coordinator for years and years and years, and you can just see that's how they like to play. They're very physical, and that's a great compliment to any football team. And we've got to do a really good job blocking those guys on the perimeter this week if we're going to have any success. And I think that was a negative from the game as well. So, But other than that, I mean, we had 2 penalties. We did miss an interception, which we know one of our best players, Marlon Wyndham, who's probably one of our most consistent players over the last 2 to 3 years, and I'd have thought he'd have made that play. He didn't, but we get that opportunity again. I think there was less of guys in this game trying to do too much than there was in the first game. I thought the first game we were trying to just do too much at times, and so I was pleased with that, but and especially pleased with it at home, because at home's when you really worry about it, because you're like, well, they want to show out because, mom, dad, whoever's here, and they didn't do that. They for the most part we played within ourselves and we did our jobs, and it was nice to see. So, anything else for me? Well, appreciate everybody being here, and go Statesman.
Thank you, Coach. Our next person to the podium started the game off real well. Second play from scrimmage, ran a bootleg play, 89 yards right to the end zone. All of his efforts from Saturday earned him the Gulf South Offensive Player of the Week. So without further ado, let me introduce to you guys senior quarterback Cole Kirk.
Thank y'all for having me. And also, I keep saying last senior. I am a junior on the field, so I'll have one more year after this one. So,
Cole, in your career, you've kind of been up and down the depth chart, so to speak. Of course, this past Saturday, you know, 6 touchdowns, over 400 total yards. Talk about just overall how you played and just kind of how things have played, because I know even though you won the previous week, I know there were a couple of passes you would have liked to have had back. Mm-hmm. This past week, it just seemed like a near perfect game. Talk about how you were in your zone.
Well, really just looking back at the first game of the year, I come in very, very anxious. It's been the first game I played in a long time that really meant something, I guess, not just little time at the end of the game. But really this week, I wouldn't say I did anything very different. I just kind of saw what I wanted to improve on from the first week. And really, just like I was telling a lot of really players, people that are close to me, I really felt like it was God that helped me this past game. I am not the best Christian in the world, I would say, but I try my best. I prayed about that a lot, and He allowed me to just go out there and play well. But more than just playing well, I just felt like it was fun. I loved going out there and having fun with all my teammates. And I'm the one standing up here, and it's amazing, like a blessing to have that accolade, but it could have been anybody. And I just feel like that speaks to our team, that I'm the one standing up here today, but it could have been absolutely anybody else, and I'm just very thankful for it.
Overall, this early part of the season, just how fun has it been, just these past 2 games? Because it seems like y'all have been a team that, as the game has progressed, y'all have gotten better and better.
Well, I think it's just we're super, super close as a team. All of us love each other. We love playing with each other. So whenever you're out there and you're just playing with all your brothers, it's really fun, especially once you start getting things going and rolling. And like you said, each game we kind of figured out and kept going. We know that no matter what happens is going on in the game, that we're still going to have a chance at the end. So we just kind of keep picking up each other and just kind of building off each other's energy. So,
in terms of this journey that you've been on at Delta State, how would you best describe this journey to get to where you are today?
Well, I guess that's kind of a tricky question. I would say, I'm going to just say blessing again. I mean, of course, looking back at everything, not everything went the way that I exactly wanted it to, like starting off, but I believe if I didn't have those experiences, that I wouldn't be where I'm at today. And I'm going to talk about Patrick Sheegog again. Me and him were very, very good friends. So the fact that, I got benched, we all know that, but I got to be there and support a great friend of mine, and he was there last night supporting me as well. I feel like that just makes it all worth it, really.
How has Patrick helped you this season?
Well, he's helped me every step of the way. So I guess I'll go back to whenever I first got here. He took me under his wing We were always very, very close. So from the very first moment, we always helped each other, and he always helped me with things, just kind of understanding everything. And the way he helped me this year is just believing in me. Like, he just lets me know that he believes in me and what I can do, and that I don't have to go out there and try and replicate what he did, just go play and be myself. And he's just been – I'm super thankful to have him as a friend and someone that I could look up to.
Talk about, working with the quarterback, that's backing you up now, and how much has the previous year's experience kind of helped coming into this year working with him?
It's awesome having Jake around. Obviously, he has a lot of experience being from Southern Miss, and he played some very important games at Southern Miss. But he wants to be a coach, and he has that coach mind. So I come off to the sideline, he's talking about what he thinks and what he's seeing and asking what I'm seeing. It's just – I want to be a coach as well. So me and him just meshed immediately whenever we got here. We competed in the beginning. Everybody always knows that. We always are competing every day at practice. But there was never no animosity. We didn't care. We weren't sitting there fighting each other. We've always supported each other, which is awesome. And I'm so thankful to him as well for coming here. I wouldn't be where I'm at without him or Patrick. And me and Jake just working together, it makes every week a lot easier. It makes you feel like you're not really out there playing. Like, I'm not the only quarterback out there playing. I got other eyes and ears that help me as well.
When you talk about the kind of the atmosphere, there's a very unselfish attitude. It's like no matter who's in there, whoever's on the sideline is supporting the other. How overall, just how beneficial it is, just overall learning the game, because I know sometimes depending on what spot you are in the depth chart, it could be easy for a guy to get better here, but it's in your time at Delta State, it doesn't seem like there's ever been any better.
I just think it comes from, we have family all over our stuff. That's why we say we're the DSU family, and that's exactly what it is. We don't care. We truly feel like we're brothers. Of course, everybody wants to play. That's what you want to do, but we all want to win above that. It doesn't matter who's out there, who's playing. We all want to win, so we're going to support each other the best we can. And whenever you do that, then whenever your brother's doing well, then you're happy for them. And I just feel like it speaks to the family atmosphere here.
I was curious about your patience. Has your patience been tested at all since you've been here at Delta State?
Yeah, definitely. But I feel like that's just – anybody's patience would be tested, because I faced some things that are very, very tricky and difficult to overcome. I got here and I played pretty well, and I earned that starting spot that 1 year, and then I have to almost feel like you start over. So you kind of sit there like, well, it just makes you reanalyze yourself. I really think, and you kind of get frustrated and lose my patience, mainly with myself, because I wasn't playing the way I wanted to. So it's definitely been tested, but overall it's just, I believe that no matter what, just keep my head down and keep working, everything's going to work out. So,
and just moving forward now, I know you're enjoying the success of the team, and again, an individual honor you received today, but in terms of just making sure you channel your emotions in the right way, knowing that it's still a long football season. Talk a little about just keeping your feet on the ground and not getting too caught up in this early success.
I'm very thankful for the success, but already before I woke up this morning, I was like, all right, it's time to go on to Wingate. We got big dreams that we want here as a football team, not just me. So I'm very thankful for accolades that I get, but at the end of the day, all that mattered to me was winning. I just want to win every week. So that's just what I got to do moving forward, and do whatever it takes to win.
Going back to the unselfishness between the quarterbacks, when y'all have kind of the interaction that y'all have, of course, you depend on guys catching the ball, you depend on guys blocking for you. How much easier does that make that when everybody else sees that you're all about the team?
I think whenever you look at the quarterback position, there's only one of us that play on the field at a time. So whenever you look in that quarterback room and see that we don't care who's out there playing, we just want to go and do the best that we can, that kind of resonates with the rest of the team to see like they generally don't care about who's playing and who's doing well. All they care about is winning. So we want to do the same thing. And you can really feel that across the whole board. The linemen love us. I feel like they love the quarterback room completely, all of us. Like we're all just a big family. the linemen do a great job. The receivers come every day to do the best they can. They don't care. I know Jalen Green's had 2 pretty big games, I would say, like in the stats wise, but everybody else is still right in line, ready to go. Every single receiver, every single one of them work extremely hard to have those opportunities and make them count whenever they get them. So it's just been a blessing to be a part of all of this. I mean, as a whole team, we really just want to play for each other and just have fun and be successful. And like I said, at the end of the day, all that matters is winning. So,
is there anyone or anything in particular that inspires you to step on the field that you're playing for?
I would say my family. I always had the dream to play college football. Got it from my dad mainly because he loved football growing up as well. So every time I go out there, it's just I'm thankful and try to live in the moment and just play for the people that have helped put me in this position, and that's what makes it all worth it.
Any superstitions?
No, sir. All right. Is that it? Thank y'all very much.
Thank you, Cole. Congratulations on a great week and a great accomplishment. Up next, men's soccer program started off their season last week. They're currently 1-1. And so without further ado, I'd like to welcome head coach Austin Jackman.
Afternoon. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Appreciate it. Overall, it was a pretty good weekend. Opened up season opener on Thursday. That's the second time in program history we've won it. So that's always a good start. And then a tough one on Saturday morning. I appreciate all the fans showing up and showing out for us. In my time here, that's probably been one of the biggest crowds we've had. Just a tough one Saturday. At this level, you don't take your chances. You're punished, and you end up losing a game where you almost doubled the shots of your opponent. So without further ado, I'll take any questions.
Overall, just, talk about just kind of the overall, effort and intensity you guys played with, because I know even though on Saturday things didn't work out, I thought there was a lot of hard play. I thought the guys did the best they could to get after it. Just talk about these first couple of games, how their intensity levels been.
It's been good. I think Thursday, the first half, we got punched in the mouth. I think in years past that probably could have been 2 or 3 nil down when we were at halftime. Asked for the guys to respond, and it was almost a complete 180 from that first half to that second half, and got a scrappy goal. It was a lot like a GSC game, kind of back and forth, not many chances here and there, and then looking at Saturday, we're disappointed in the result. But like you said, if we give that effort, that relentlessness, and just willing to work for each other throughout the course of the year, we'll be just fine. Chances were created. So on that end, we don't have to worry about, hey, why are we not creating chances? We are creating chances. It's just a matter of finishing those chances that we create. So if we play like that, compete like that, and work like that throughout the rest of the year, we'll be completely fine. So
When you look at the turnout in the first couple of games, I know Thursday was kind of a rainy day, but our morning game Saturday, and a lot of people there. How'd that make the guys feel, kind of knowing that people are kind of excited about the program right now?
Yeah, that's kind of been the message from day one. Is, hey, how can we be a team and a program and group that this community's proud of, whether we win or lose? I mean, we're talking about a loss right now, and one of the first things you brought up was just how hard the guys worked and gave all the effort they had. And at the end of the day, that's all we can ask, and that's something that this community, I know, is proud of. Just going to continue to keep growing it. And there was a lot of youth soccer players in the stands as well, which is always a really good thing. And obviously, you keep winning and keep having some success, and more people will show up. So, just got to keep at it and continue to be something the community is proud of, and hopefully they end up showing up some more. So,
Of course, you're about to start a pretty good stretch of road games. Just just talk about that and talk about the teams you're playing this week.
Yeah, day to time. Today will be good. A lot of the high-minute guys will still be sore from Thursday and Saturday, so we'll kind of dial it back with them. But some guys that didn't get opportunities, we'll have an intense training session for them today. And then tomorrow and Wednesday is kind of focused on, hey, how can we get a result Friday against St. Leo? We'll up in Memphis. I don't know where it's going to be at yet. It all depends on the rain we get and how much we get and all that. But just kind of a day at a time. Back at it today to work really hard and try to get 3 points on Friday evening, and then recover Saturday and go again Sunday. So.
And as far as the teams y'all are playing, just how, what did they do best that y'all have to prepare for?
Yeah, so they're from the Sunshine State Conference, which when it comes to soccer, it's one of, if not the best conference in the entire country. So it's going to be a challenge. They're going to want to play the right way, which will be hard to deal with. They'll have some quality players, a lot of internationals with some high quality in those players, and it's just we've got to be hard to beat, like we were Thursday, and hopefully take our chances when they come.
Is there a different mentality in terms of preparation for home as opposed to away?
No, it's kind of the same. I will say mentality-wise, this group is right where it needs to be. Years past, you lose that game on Saturday, and you just think about, hey, what are the festivities we can enjoy while at pig picking? And I think Saturday stung, and that's one of the first times that I've been here where it was like that hurt, and we told them, hey, let this sink in. It's good that it hurts, but we've got to put it in the past and move on. But no, not necessarily. Like, end of the day, you're still trying to win 2 games this weekend, whether it's home or away. So, any other questions? Thank you. Have a good rest of your day. Go Statesman.
Thank you, Coach Jackman. And our next to the podium, our women's soccer program started off the season 1-0, playing a tough Clayton State team on Thursday, and yesterday going on the road and beating a Missouri S&T team 2-1. And I'd like to also mention it would be the first win in the tenure of the Chloe Kane era. So without further ado, let me welcome to the podium head coach Chloe Kane.
Thank you for that welcome. Yeah, obviously great to get our first win yesterday of the season. Obviously disappointing the way that we started on Thursday, but amazing response from the girls yesterday, and very happy to be entering this week 1-1 and hopefully with a positive outlook into the 2 games upcoming this week. So, any questions? Fire away.
Now, of course, you had the disappointing loss on Thursday. Of course, this being first regular season game, to see them get on the road after a disappointing home loss, how did that make you feel as a coach? And also, what could you sense was there anything different in the players Sunday than there may have been Thursday as far as mentality and motivation or anything like that?
Yeah, I think I think on Friday we had to have a pretty frank discussion as a group. The way that we started the game on Thursday was not acceptable. We can't give ourselves a mountain to climb. We can't be 3 goals down after 22 minutes. It's always going to be tough to win soccer games if that's how you're starting games. So, yeah, on Friday we kind of, it's a quick turnaround, so we need to get moving quickly and turn our attention to Sunday's game. But yeah, we had to have a pretty open and honest discussion as a team, and for me in that discussion it was very much player led, and that's what we need. We need players standing up, taking responsibility, and that's how we want our culture to be and to feel here. So I think that conversation that we had on Friday definitely lingered in people's minds, and we saw great mentality in the training session on Friday and Saturday, and that's all well and good. And for us, like we've had great training sessions. We've trained well. So the big challenge yesterday was, how do we do that now in a game? And credit to the girls. They went out and they executed yesterday. I think that was probably our most complete performance yesterday, kind of in all phases of the game. So yeah, we're really happy with that and the response from them, and hopefully that's something that can kind of kickstart our season and something that we can kind of continue to build on and keep progressing with as obviously this week progresses, and then obviously looking into conference play next week. So
just kind of looking at the schedule, of course, Thursday was your first home game. Y'all are going to have quite a few games on the road the next few weeks.
Yeah.
Just being able to win that first one on the road, that has to set a good tone for how the girls handle being away from home.
Yeah, I think we want to win games whether we're at home or whether we're away. But yesterday it's a 6.5 hour ride. That's a long, unhappy ride home with a loss. And that was a sentiment that was echoed to the players. And, they just did what they needed to do yesterday. They worked hard, they worked together, they worked for one another. And, it definitely makes the ride home a whole lot sweeter. And obviously now as we kind of go into this stretch of 4 games on the road, kind of all back to back, I think hopefully that can give us some confidence. And, it's tough. The road games are tough. On Saturday, we travelled 20 players. That left 6 girls here at home. And that's, for me, that's a really tough decision. And, even for our group, that's tough because we have a great win, our first win yesterday, and 6 players are at home. We can't forget about those players because, everybody plays a big role in that win yesterday. And obviously now as we go into 4 more games on the road, it's knowing that it is a group effort, and sometimes there is those tough decisions that have to be made there.
2 games in, does anything surprise you at all?
No, I don't think. I think I'm a pretty hard person to shock. I think we believe in this group. We believe in the talent that they have, and yesterday it was just nice that they showcased that. I think there was a lot of great individual performances yesterday, and obviously when you put those great individual things together, good things, we say all the time in practice, when one person rises, we all rise, we all get better. And yesterday we all rose to the occasion of the game and we come out with a positive result. So hopefully that's just a confidence builder for everyone, players, staff, and we can keep building on that.
Have you gotten comfortable to the point where perhaps the honeymoon is over in terms of getting familiarized with the players, and getting familiarized with you and your system?
Yeah, I think, for the returning players, I think the honeymoon was over in April. That was a pretty quick turnaround, and, I think they bought into kind of the direction that we were looking to take the program right away. So the honeymoon period was short-lived, and obviously when you get beat 4-1 on opening day, there's no honeymoon there. That's like reality slapping you right in the face. So yeah, they had to wake up and respond to that, and we did that yesterday. So no, nothing too crazy that shocked us. I think, yeah, we're heading in the right direction.
Talk a little bit about the opponents this week.
This week, yeah, I think obviously on Wednesday, a little bit of a different game for us. We're playing against Belhaven, obviously a Division 3 school, but it is a complete, like an actual fixture for us. But, that for us, that's a game that we want to go into and kind of use it as more of a confidence builder. We can get a lot of players on the field. We can see some different things. Maybe there's still some people that we haven't quite seen in different positions yet. We can kind of have the opportunity to do that. So definitely looking into Wednesday's game, we're fully focused on us and continuing to build on the things that we're looking to and how we're looking to play and move the ball, and on the opposite side of that, how we want to defend the ball. When you look to next Friday, obviously we're playing against a pretty tough opponent. Similar to as Austin said, we're playing Texas A&M International. They're in the Lone Star Conference, one of the better and stronger conferences in the country. So, yeah, I mean, we never take any game lightly, but if I had to say, I'd say that's probably going to be our toughest game so far. So they play MC on Wednesday, so we'll obviously be keeping an eye on that. And but more than anything, we prepare for every game the same way, and that's going into those games with the mentality and the mindset to win and have a positive result. Any other questions? No. All right, thank you.
Well, thank you, Coach Kane, and thank you guys all for showing up. Hope you guys enjoy your week. Once again, we got women's soccer on the road Wednesday at Belhaven. Friday, both women's soccer and men's soccer play. The women play at Mississippi College against Texas A&M International. The men play on the road in Memphis against Florida Southern. Our women's cross country team also on the road Friday. They'll be running at it'll be at Huntsville, and Jacksonville State will be the host. Saturday, our football team hits the road at Wingate. The kickoff is 2:00 Central Time, 3:00 Eastern Time. And lastly, Sunday, the men's soccer program will play St. Leo, also up at Memphis. I believe it's hosted by Christian Brothers. Once again, thank you guys for showing up. Hope you all have a great week.